You know, it's hard to believe it's going to be 30 years. Yeah, 30 years since Transformers came out. It's hard to believe that. You know, I think I did a video in response to Zero Nizerax a few years ago, maybe not. But I guess you can kind of say this is my video of being a lifelong Transformers fan. And I can tell you honestly, being a fan for as long as I've been, it's a testament. But you know, unlike Zero Nizerac and a few other people, like maybe Optibotanus and Bulmatrix, I got introduced to the character, to Transformers through the cartoon, not the comics or the toys. I just remember watching the cartoon one day, and I just got so enthralled by it. I was so into it. And you know, of course, being a young boy, around 5 years old at the time, you know, seeing transforming robots was intriguing. It was your thing. And then to also add on the fact that a half hour later you had G.I. Joe. It's like, what more could you ask for? So I got into the show big time. There was not a day from 84 to 89, if not 90, 94, whatever you want to call it. There was not a day that Monday through Friday or Saturday, Sunday mornings, that if they were on, I would try watching them. There was not a day I would miss them. So I just would not, I would just, you know, not, I mean, to me, I could not miss an episode. That's just how it was. You know, and here was the thing, being 5, 6 years old at the time, being 5 years old when they came out, and then 6 years old, and then 7, and then 8, you know, just growing up with them. You know, of course I was too young to, you know, the thing is with me, I was homeschooled when they first started. I was homeschooled for a couple of years, and I really didn't go into public schooling until about 85, 86, about 86, when I was 7 years old. You see, if my mom hadn't homeschooled me the way she did, I would have graduated with the class of 97, not 98. But God has a way of working things out for the better. So I did homeschooling for a while, and then in 86 I went to public school, but even despite all that, when Transformers came on, I would not miss an episode. I would not try to miss an episode. I would try watching as much as I could. I tried to watch all of them as much as I could. And that's just the way I was. I mean, for me, you know, I didn't have many friends at the time, so, and especially sometimes, you know, living in the areas that we did, my mom was like, you know, we have no choice but to plop you in front of the TV and let you watch Transformers and stuff like that. And I definitely remember the TV. In fact, we have pictures of that TV from a long time ago. It was a big old brown one, big old brown TV, tube screen, if you will. And we would watch that, and I would sit in front of it and watch it every day. I remember, you know, specifically, it was about 4 o'clock around that time, Channel 2, Transformers would come on, I would watch them. When they got switched over to KBHK 44, I would watch them. That's how much I liked them. In fact, I had a TV in my room. It was kind of a big TV, black and white, believe it or not. And I would watch Transformers in there. So that's how much I enjoyed the show, and the show is what got me into the comics that I also collected as a kid, but then I lost them But thanks to places like Mile High Comics, I've been able to recollect the issues I lost. Also thanks to places like Midtown Comics and Black Cat as well, I've been able to regain some of the issues I lost, as well as including some Main Street comics out in Lawrence, Kansas. I was able to collect some of the comics I lost. As far as the figures go, I didn't really have that many figures growing up. The cheapest my parents could afford when it came to transforming robots was GoBots. Yeah, it was the GoBots that we were able to afford the most. In fact, the robot I think I had, Psykill, was one of them. But another robot I had was, I can't think of his name now, but he was all red. And his head comprised of basically the roof of the car, and the window area, basically his eyes would glow when he spoke. So I can't think of his name. Maybe you guys can. And I just remember getting those toys a little bit more than I did Transformers. And I think also the fact was they were a little simpler for someone my age at that time to figure out than a Transformer would be. Well, what was kind of crazy about this is I knew friends that had Transformers. I knew of my cousin, who's 2 years older than me, had a lot of Transformers. I mean, didn't matter which ones you could think of, he had them. He had the Metroplex, he had Ultra Magnus, he had Galvatron, you name it. So I was kind of envious of him, but anytime I would go over and visit, or he would come to visit, we would play with the Transformers and go with that. So, you know, I couldn't really play with some Transformers unless my friends had them, or my cousin had them. I remember I had a friend next door to me and across the street. We played with our Transformers a few times, and it was awesome. My friend across the street from me one time, I think we were living in Fremont, had a blaster, and he let me borrow a blaster. And I gave it back to him, but he let me borrow blaster. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, that's really how I got into the toys. And my first real toys that I really got was around my 10th birthday or something like that. 10th or birthday, and I think Christmas before that, I can't remember. I remember we were living in Fremont at the time of my 10th birthday. And I just remember just sitting there in front of my family, my cousins and stuff, and had all these presents in front of me, and this big old present was right in front of me. So I opened it up, and behold, it was Power Master Optimus Prime. It was my first Optimus Prime that I ever got, and it was a Power Master. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know if it's in storage here in this house, in one of my mom's totes, if we gave it away or what. But it was my Power Master Optimus Prime, and I remember getting it, and I was happy about it. I also remember, I think that year I got Snarl, a Dinobot, and I think before that, or around that time, I got Grapple, and that was it. Those were my Transformers. I think I also had Sea Spray and Beachcomber, and that was it. And maybe Cosmo, I can't remember. And Goldbug, I do remember Goldbug. I ended up getting those when I got a little older enough to be able to play with the Transformers and take care of them, or at least try to. As far as the movie goes, the '86 movie, you know, like anybody else, when I found out the movie was coming out, I found out by watching Transformers, and they would always advertise it, you know, before it came out, and I just wanted to see it so badly. I wanted to see it so badly that I wanted to go see it in the theaters. However, I was only 7 at the time, and PG-rated movies, even though you could see them at that age with a parent, still were kind of like borderline of the fact that you didn't know what was a decent PG and what was an edgier, very edgy PG. But like Zarin Izarak and maybe many others, I did see the movie on VHS. I remember when we went to Neighborhood Video in Hayward, California, and I saw the listing of the coming attractions, and I saw it said Transformers the movie. So we pre-ordered it to be pre-reserved it that day. So that we would get a call of when it would come, when they would have it. Well, we reserved it, we got the call, picked it up, and we saw it. And I've been watching it, and every time I would get a chance to, I'd rent it again, watch it again. I think my sister said I saw it over 1 billion times or something. So it was. I guess sisters can be right about it, if you know what I mean. I do remember, as far as the Transformers G1 goes, I do remember when we lived in Waterford. I think I was 10 years old at the time still, maybe 11. I remember my cousin also had the original VHS family home entertainment boxes and VHS tapes. And so for Christmas he decided to give them to me, but I didn't expect it was coming. All I knew was I was going to get them. I just didn't expect them to be there on Christmas Day. And I see this little present kind of stacked up, like a little box. So I open it up, and they were. And again, I don't know what happened to them, but I had them. I really did. So that was pretty cool. And I continuously watched Transformers. I watched the Beast Wars and the Beast Machines. I watched when they did the cybernetic space cube deal for Generation 2, which was actually Generation 1. I checked out some of the animes and stuff. And in recent years, I've been able to actually collect a lot of Transformers finally. Even though some of them are reissues and some of them are not reissues. Some of them are reissues, and I've been able to get books on them, as you've probably seen here on this channel. I've been able to finally do the thing I've been wanting to do. In fact, I even collected the entire series, G1 animated series, twice. I think I've shown that to you, but if not, let me show best as I can. As you can see, we have the Rhino set here. This is the entire series released by Rhino. Then up here we have G1, the movie, and we have the live action films right here. We have the 20th anniversary one. That's highly recommended by people for collectors to get. That's the G1. And then over here is the Rhino version right there. But again, it's not the only ones I have. Sorry for the fan in the background. Here we have the Shout Factory releases. Right here, the entire series, as well as the Shout Factory release of the Japanese continuation trilogy, Headmasters, Super God, Master Force, and Victory. The only one they need to still get is Zone, and I have seen Zone. That's pretty cool. And that's not it. Here's some of them, like Transformer comics and novels, if you will. I have the comics somewhere too, so the comics are buried in there somewhere. And of course, I do have the soundtrack. I can't find it in here. Actually, I can find it in here if I look. It's in here somewhere. I'm probably not seeing it right now. Oh, here it is. It's the 20th anniversary edition right here. As well as I also have the original version on CD. And then up here, I have some of my figures already in transformation mode. Like here's Starscream, the 2007 Ironhide and Ratchet, Optimus Prime, the Predaking, if you will. And then, in hiding, we have a bunch of them right here. We have a bunch of them right there. Like I said, in hiding. And the reason they're in hiding is, well, nephews, especially young nephews, if you will, if you kind of get my drift. Of course, I've got the poster, and Transformers Prime RID Deluxe Class Wheeljack, Deluxe Class Fall Cybertron Jazz, USA Today. You can see right there, April 3rd. Advertisement for the live-action film, and then of course protoform of 2007 Optimus Prime. So yeah. Yeah, I've been like I said, for 30 years I've been a lifelong fan, and if that just isn't evidence right there, I don't know what is. I mean, to be able to get figures now and probably eventually sooner, like reissuing of Ultra Magnus and a Power Master Prime again, just a testament of how long I've been a fan. So, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this little video of me talking about how long I've been a fan of Transformers for 30 years. Nearly 30 years. I even have a t-shirt with them on there too. When I was a kid, I had a small Optimus Prime t-shirt, and I even dressed as Optimus Prime for Halloween one year. So again, if that isn't a testament of how long I've been a fan, I don't know what is. So until next time, God bless, take care, comment below, and I'll talk to you later.